Why, yay? Why? Which will be the name of this episode. So why, yay? Why? All right, man. So if you guys haven't heard, which I'm pretty sure everybody has, Kanye has went on TMZ and said, "All right, what did he say, guys? I don't want to misquote him. My bad. Slaves will be, or slaves could have what? Hold on, my bad. I had it written down.
Slavery was a choice.
You said slavery was a choice. All right, man. So let's talk about this, guys. Let's break this down on what you think about it. Slavery was a choice. What do you guys think about Kanye's rant?
I believe he's 100% right.
Okay.
100%. I believe he's 100% right. He said basically, essentially the same thing Killmonger said at the end of Black Panther. I'd rather die than be a slave. It's just all about how you look at it. Slavery is a choice. It doesn't exonerate the captors. It doesn't exonerate them. They're still wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we're not saying the slaves are right or wrong or anything. It's just a choice. Just like if, if I put a gun to you and tell you, move, give me the cash or die, you got a choice. That's a choice. You can either fight or go down. It's the same thing. I mean, like I said, that doesn't mean the captives were right or anything. It doesn't mean that the slaves were cowards. I'm not putting myself in their position saying, "Oh, I would have did the same thing back then," because that's a whole totally different thing that they're doing back then as far as that. But it just comes from slavery is a choice. Slavery is a choice.
Well, my thing is real quick, like to your point of what Kanye said, it was a choice. They dumbed you down. So back in the day, they taught you their doctrine. You know what I'm saying? They dumbed you down, so they would make you feel inferior to them. Oh, they know what they're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about, and we have to take that in consideration as well when we speak of this, because people jump on bullshit so fast and in a hurry without like actually thinking about it. They always attack with emotion, and like I'm not saying none of us are doing it, but like if you think about it, they tossed their religion on the slaves. It was like, yo, this is what y'all gonna do. Y'all can't say shit. Y'all not gonna be able to do shit. We'll kill you in front of everybody, and that's gonna prove a point to them to everybody that's watching you die. So I mean, I just wanted to say something like that. I mean, it's not the politically correct terms and shit like that, but you know what I'm saying. All right, Lauren, what you got?
Wow, this is a tough one. What was meant to just simply be a direct statement was probably not the best thing to do. There's a time when you can be direct and it's okay. I don't think this was that time. Because was he wrong? No. I mean, we all have choices, and he just made a very, very blunt, direct statement. And let's be honest, I mean, shock value. I can guarantee you that's what he was going for. He was going for the shock value in the statement. So, nah, I'm unwilling personally to accept the statement just like that, just like it is. I'm unwilling to accept that because you are who you are because of the backs to those slaves that went through what they went through, so we could have even a pinch of rights and livelihood as it is that we live here in the United States of America. So it's kind of a disrespectful statement, even though the statement in its literal form is 100% true. It was. I mean, look at Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? Nat Turner said, I'd rather die than be a slave. Harriet Tubman said, I'd rather die and try to escape than to sit here in this bull.
Right.
So the statement, just the statement is real, but it needed a fuller interpretation of what you meant. And he probably doesn't really give a shit. I mean, let's be honest. We talking about Kanye here. He just kind of says what he wants to say, but there's just way too many levels of insensitivity for me just to be like, yeah, it's real. It's facts.
Yeah.
It is, but it was too insensitive, man. It was just too insensitive. I make statements like that all the time, but I'm careful that
How you say it?
I'm not even careful in how I say it. But if I believe that my statement needs an explanation put behind it, so it's not taken the wrong way,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll go ahead and do that,
I get that.
because it's never my job to be disrespectful to another person.
Right.
And so I just feel like it was just a little bit too insensitive for him to just say. It was kind of like when he said George Bush doesn't like black people and just sat there. I mean, like, when you make blanket statements like that, I mean, yeah, he probably don't really like black people, or maybe he only likes his type of black person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I don't know. I'm off of Kanye right now. For all of Kanye's genius, he just doesn't know how to control himself, and that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. He's such a creative genius, man.
Oh man.
I've loved Kanye since Kanye came out with College Dropout, and even when he's been eccentric, his music has actually been great. I mean, he's got some off the wall songs, but what artist doesn't? You know, we make music as artists. We make music for ourselves, not for our fans. We just hope that our fans enjoy what we make.
Right.
Uh, and so, I mean, nah,
All right.
somebody go get Kanye's mama, please.
Don't, do you feel like his statement needed clarity? Don't you feel that it was clear enough? Because see, because it would have been disrespectful if he had said the slaves were cowards, or they were, what I'm saying, that they had no heart. He just said it was a choice. He said it was a choice, simply as that. Whether it was right or wrong, they may have made the right choice. They may have made the right choice. They may have made the wrong choice. But it's a choice.
Under this is what's so tough for me, man. This is what's tough for me. So, maybe the slavery wasn't as harsh as it was in Africa, right? But slavery is not something that was created in America. It
No.
wasn't. That was created long before we came here. You know what I'm saying? You could, and we try to put these nice phrases on them like indentured servants and all that type of jazz. It just wasn't uh what we know it to be. You know what I'm saying? They just wasn't getting whipped and beat and, all that type of stuff. But slavery is nothing new. So it's not the essence of a choice. I mean, look at all the brothers that's gunning down brothers, right? If you look at that, yeah, there's a conscious choice for you to pull a trigger. Very, very conscious choice for you to pull a trigger. But when that thought process has been ingrained in you for generations upon generations, it takes a very, very strong individual to break that cycle. And the problem with strength sometimes is that you don't know when it's too much. We are a strong, powerful culture of people. We took 400 years of slavery. We took it because we were strong. You weren't going to break our spirits. You may break our backs, but you won't break our spirits. And that is an inner strength that is very, very black. And so we tolerated it, you know, and so I'm not saying that the slave didn't have a chance to revolt, but I'm not sure that they had the resources to do it. And that's where it gets tricky. You know, I'm sure that many a slave was like, man, F this. But we don't have the resources to fight back. And it takes somebody like a Nat Turner to be like, we're going to figure it out on the fly, but we getting ready to go in here and knock some heads. And he sacrificed his life in a lot of ways for the freedom of the black mind. It wasn't the freedom of being, you know, not being a slave. It was the freedom of the mind. And so, you know, I maybe if it came from somebody that just wasn't so goddamn off, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly don't think I would have accepted that really from any individual to say that it was a choice and it was just a choice.
Right.
Like there were just so many other pieces to it that yes, it was absolutely a conscious choice to be a slave, but it was so much more than that. It was just so much more than that for you to make that blanket statement and just be like, nah, I just can't ride with it, man. I mean, Kanye is about liberation, man. And Kanye has seen things that some black people don't see. He's traveled the world like he sees the world from a different lens. And so I get why he's saying what he says. We have the ability to live free, you know, and we've always had that ability to live free. Not all black people were slaves in America, man. We had black people in Europe. We had black people in Asia, like everywhere. So I get it. It's his thought about liberation because Kanye's always been about liberation, always been about that.
Yeah.
But it's just too insensitive for me. Maybe I think that's just what it is for me, man. It's just way too insensitive for me to just accept that statement as just a statement.
And I want to pick off something that you said. The culture. These generations and the generation before us, a lot of us, especially Americans, black Americans, we don't have a lot of our culture. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but a lot of people do not have their culture, do not know where any of their ancestors are from, don't really know where their ancestry is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because honestly, a year ago, I was asking my grandma, you know what I'm saying? I was asking other family members. I was trying to figure out where my ancestry come from. You know what I'm saying? Like what's in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm black, Philippine, you know what I'm saying? Samoan. I got Samoan in my blood. And I got thousands of other things. Shit. Like I got family in New Orleans. And I'm trying to figure out their culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out the Samoan culture. I'm trying to figure out all these different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to go into somebody else's place as an American and disrespect them by trying to pick up their culture without learning. I don't know, like I might be different from everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of culture appropriators, but that's how I see it. Like I would love to learn about your culture, and I would love to learn about my culture because my culture is what I can teach to my children and my children's children. You know what I'm saying? What was you gonna say, Corey?
We need Kanye though.
Yes, we do.
We need people like Kanye to make statements like that because it's that shock value that can open up eyes and get you to think in a different light. That's why I said I wasn't mad at his statement, like because the statement was very, very real and very, very honest. It just should have been fuller. It just should have been a fuller statement, and maybe it was. Like that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they just took the big bullet point out of it, and that's all we heard. There is that possibility.
It's TMZ.
But we do need. I mean, we need. And that's why I said, you know, like Kanye, like that statement that Kanye made, like, okay, I put that in the Malcolm X stratosphere. Malcolm X pre-Mecca. Because Malcolm X would have said something like that. You know what I'm saying? Pre-Mecca, you know. And so the brashness of Kanye allows him to say things like that and not feel bad about saying them because he's like, I don't care if you think that it's insensitive, it's real. And so like I said, I respect it, and I'm not mad at the statement by any stretch of the imagination. I just feel like it was a tad bit too short of a statement for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm all in.
Right, what was you gonna say, Corey?
People that you said they've lost history, Black people have lost a ton of their history. It's been burnt away in libraries, just erased through hundreds of years. We've been held back from reading. It's a crime to be able to read, learn anything. But it goes toward the ancestors that were initially enslaved. Where was their separation of culture? Where did their separation of culture begin? Right? So it had to begin somewhere.
Right.
And as a choice, it's like it's like the thing. It's like Haiti. Haiti is still a impoverished country because they actually fought back. They fought back. So would it be right to say, we didn't fight back, so what I'm saying, we glad they didn't fight back, so we can sit here and we can be here today? Because I still believe, and I can't speak for everybody. I don't speak for all Black people. I don't speak for everybody.
Right.
But based on the research, what I've seen and what I've researched for so far, I perceive we have power. We don't know how to get to it. I'm still a victim of that. I still haven't figured it out. Hell, I'm going through it at my job right now. And what I'm doing at the moment, while I'm still trying to get the wheels in motion, I still have to go to a white man at the end of the day to figure out how to get things, how to, not to get things, but to get another job. So that's, just keeping it 100. I'm gonna go and put in an application with another white man. Mm-hmm. And so this is, a lot of stuff has been lost upon us. I really can't speak for the descendants because we only know what we know. I don't know. That's why I'm learning now. I want to learn how to be able to live off the land. People think that is backwards thinking. I think that is something I think that's above the times. I believe technology is good, but it is also damaged the mind, the dependency and everything. And I believe just the government itself, just not even say the world government powers to be, just the government here in America is so opportunistic. It's capitalism, opportunistic, capitalize off anybody, has no moral base, so it doesn't care what the hell you're going through, no nothing. Just really no morals at all. And that's what's controlling the country right now. That type of just low down type of mentality, that way of business and everything. So I think he's trying to Kanye doesn't want to get people, he doesn't want to be stuck in that tribalistic mentality. Now, people have to be on code. And I'm not just saying black people. Black people need to be on code, but people in general need to be on code. But as far as, that tribalistic mentality, and you want to think Democrat or Republican, in all actuality, we have a mixture of everything within us. And so I think Kanye's just spouts. Kanye's always been crazy. He said crazy shit. A lot of I don't agree with. But he's trying to, spout those words out. He's trying to introduce that. He's trying to objectivity. He's trying to introduce objectivity, more minds. And so, he can't rub people the wrong way. A lot of shit he has done is crazy, but
honestly, if you think about it, that's the only way. That's the only way he's gonna get somebody to think, because people don't think anymore. This is a group think society. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to get all preachy, but that's what this is. This is a groupthink society. They go. What is the first thing they do? They go to Twitter. They read one little screenshot of what somebody said. It's raps, coach. If it's bad, it's raps.
Yeah.
Or if it wasn't even bad, they just took a snippet of what you said and then toss that out there because that's going to get people coming. And then that's going to get people's minds going like, yo, this dude's a piece of shit. I mean, because that's the times that we live in. We live in a groupthink mentality. If I think different, because, okay, this is the reason why I like to get other people's opinions, because my opinion is different from your opinion, Corey, and different from your opinion, Lauren. And I mean, we can either meet up, you know what I'm saying, at one point, or we can agree to disagree. And a lot of people do not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go back and forth with different people all day long, all night long. But as long as y'all come at it, y'all be like, yo, I understand where you're coming from, but I can see where you're coming from, but I don't like that thought of thinking, if that makes sense. And honestly, it's been like the predictive programming is crazy because in the Black Panther, it was telling you, it was giving you the choices, T'Challa or Killmonger, right? And this newest movie, Infinity Wars, the main bad guy was giving you, or he was letting you know why the reason he was destroying half of universes and knocking out half of people in that universe or whatever. And like, yo, I was like, I understand where he's coming from. I definitely understand where he's coming from. As a bad guy, hey, I might be a bad guy then, because I definitely understood where he was coming from. I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, you know what I'm saying? But it was like his thought process was dope to me, at least. So I mean, hey man, it's this group tank mentality that we're all in. But I mean, Kanye, like you said, Lauren, we need him. We need people like him because he is an outlier. I mean, he says stuff to get your brain thinking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if a lot of people won't understand what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people might still be asleep. It's cool.
Just shut up and make a song, Kanye.
Oh yeah, and
if Thanos, okay, Thanos comes, okay, you like what Thanos is saying? If they actually implement something like that, who you think's the first gonna be erased off?
Oh yeah, no, I know, I definitely know. I'm not gonna say it on this platform because you know what I'm saying. We like to live, guys. And
you saw the movie, hey, without any spoilers. Hey, you saw the movie. Hey, you saw you saw who caught a bad end of that, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I was just like, hey, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be a good puppet. I'm gonna be a good puppet for right now. When I get a little bit bigger, my platform get a little bit bigger, then you might have to worry about me. But it's something I do want to tell y'all after this podcast or whatever, because it's something that's honestly wild, and I don't know if you guys have heard it just yet. But before all that, Kanye West, it's a publicity stunt, bro. I seen you smiling when Van Jones. Shout out to Van Jones, who I believe might have been actual. Like he